All right, file binders, welcome today to the axiom of success, muddle through complexity. I love this axiom, I really do. The thing I love the most about it is it really brings us down to the basics, right? One of the things I love to think about is how do I create value, right? No matter what we do, every single one of us is in the business of creating value. Whether it's law or medicine or any type of business that we're in that to create value and to take advantage of that. And one of the great examples that I love about just the wording muddle through complexity, I want to talk about gold. Gold is valuable. There's a couple things about it. It's rare and it's really hard to get. To get it, you have to dig through the earth, you have to get dirty. It's one of the things where gold is the perfect example of why it's so important to muddle through complexity. You see, everybody else stops. Everybody else goes to the stream and looks for the little gold nugget that they never find. But the successful gold miners, they move earth. They literally move mountains to get to their goals. And that's what muddling through complexity is all about. You can only create value when you trudge through the dirtiness. The mud in muddling is there for a reason, so that you remember you've got to be in the ground working to create value. Because one of the things that happens is individuals who are successful look at difficulties and they say, wow, that's a difficulty that's stopping everybody else from doing it. There's a mountain in my way and it's prevented everybody else from getting to the fountain of youth on the other side. Well, what am I going to do? I'm going to move the mountain. I'm going to move dirt. And little by little, whether it's through a tunnel or making a road over that mountain, I am going to get to where I want to go. And that in itself seems like we're oversimplifying things, right? Oh, I can be successful just by doing. Well, look, that's what stops most people, that fear of complexity. Saying, wow, that's really complex. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I better ask somebody. So rather than figuring it out myself or drawing on different avenues that I can to get knowledge and bring them together to solve a problem, I'm going to go to somebody else. Well, guess what? You're going to pay for that. You're going to lose value. And that's where muddling through complexity really starts to make so much sense, because we want to be able to get in the mud and out of complexity create understanding and order. And that's what value is. Value is when we can take something that other people aren't able to use and make it into something to use. The further away you get from the mud, and that's one of the things with small business, big business, even on collaborating teams. When you have a manager, for example, that's so separated from the work that he can't understand those he's working with, the value there is being diminished. Or he thinks, hey, I served my time, I'm good now and I can roll. Well, that doesn't work. Because guess what? You're just skating off the time where you really did serve your time, where you put in the hours and you worked hard. And if you want to skate, for the rest of your life on that, that's great, but you're not going to create any more value. You're just eating off of the value that you created back then. Because again, the way to think about it is that the further we get away from the dirt, the further that we get away from the mud, we become impotent. We lose our strength. The closer that we get to the ground, we get stronger. And we find solutions to problems that stop other people. We get to the fountain of youth, right? We get to where we want to go. So the next time you're faced with a difficulty, the next time you're faced with something that's in your way, don't think about it like an obstacle. Look at that complexity, jump in, get your feet dirty, wade through it, get to the other side, and that dirt that it was so complex, full of nutrients, microorganisms, you can grow the most beautiful things out of it, but only if you jump in. All right, file binders, keep it in mind, muddle through complexity. We'll see you next time.